What's up? I am Z from Military. I am tired, but here I am. And today we are here with my co-host Jordi, and we're trying a different layout on this thing. Hopefully, this looks better in the future because we've had so many damn technical difficulties. But we're gonna keep trying anyway until we finally figure something out. Besides, I'm sure even the best podcasts probably had their ups and downs. I'm sure Joe Rogan's podcast didn't sound and look so great when it first started. So,
I don't know. I
all
think
right.
he had enough money to make it perfect in a lot of ways. So I'm sure he,
True.
you know,
I
he's
want one of those
yeah.
mics. Those are $400 mics.
Yeah, he's got the full-blown setup though. I mean, it's not just the mics. He had like emblems. He has like all the sound effects and everything ready and raring to go.
That's too much work for me. Sound effects, programming and everything. No. If my personality doesn't sell anything, then what's the point in using all these flash and stuff? I
Right.
mean, of course I'll use basic editing, of course, but am I gonna flash something like no. It's not my thing. But it is the 1st of March, and the last week of February had a pretty damn good release schedule for the last 2 weeks. So I am excited. I have my list. Jordan, do you have yours?
I sure do.
All right, well, I'll go first. Brand new album just got released. I listened to it a few more times, but I love the shit out of it. The Gloom in the Corners, Royal Discordance. This is one of the best albums of the year. It's probably gonna be on my top five. It's just, it's not metalcore, it's not deathcore, it's nothing. It's just chaotic. And it's cinematic. It's what I really like. It's epic. It's cinematic. It's some of the best music I've heard in the past 2 weeks. I've listened to so much stuff that it all begins to sound the same, but this thing just went like that to my ears. And I met them and I saw them when they were touring, and they're the most coolest dudes. Fun fact was that I was the first one to bring a booklet for them to sign of their last album. They're like, "You're the first one to bring this to us." It was the first show of that tour, so I probably left a pretty good impression on those guys. And this album is actually like a concept record based off of a lore the band has made called a character named Sherlock Bones. They have a whole entire like PDF file where you can actually check out the lore and stuff, which to be honest, I really need to do, but I really haven't yet. I do have that PDF file somewhere on my computer. Hopefully, actually, it was last computer, but hopefully this one too. And they're just really cool. They're from Australia too, if that sells you on the thing. Then after that would be a brand new story of the year. The album Arson. It's good. I think I like Tear Me to Pieces a lot better, but it's still story of the year. Dan Marcella is one of my favorite vocalists and one of the nicest humans you could ever meet. Cause not last time, but the time before that, I saw him at a bar and we just had a beer and we talked for like 10 minutes. It was awesome. Super chill dude, and the rest of the guys, best VIP experience. They'll just stand around. You can talk to them, ask them questions, get stuff signed. I have pictures of me and the band. I also have some pictures of them pretending to beat me up from the last two showings. It's hysterical. I don't know why I decided to go for that one, but those guys are awesome. Good album. It's a little short. I think Story of the Year is done experimenting for a while because Wolves was like a 50-minute full blown, again, cinematic album. It was experimental, and I really like that album. I've told them multiple times, you need to make more copies of this album because it was part of a not a Indiegogo campaign, which means the only people who had those copies are those people who did the funding for that. And I saw a copy on Amazon. It was $30. Then you had to have shipping, and it wouldn't have been there on time for the show. So that's why I did not get it. Because I told him like, dude, I could spend $30 to get two CDs, or I could spend $30 to get one album, but not be able to get it signed. So, and the next one is Mothika. She actually used to be like some sort of pop rock artist, but she's now signed to Sharptone Records, and Sharptone have been killing it in the game the past 4 or 5 years. Was Store of the Year on there, and yeah, just some really cool stuff. And it's basically just heavy rock music. It's Mathika has a really good vocal style, and I actually like the way she sings. And the music videos for the last two singles are fantastic. So if you're looking for like a different type of female singer, I definitely recommend Mathika. This one I need to listen to more, but I really did enjoy it. Was the new Worm Shepherd EP, Dawn of Ironclast. Ironclast. I think that's how I pronounce it. No, Iconoclast. That's it. Iconoclast. God, I hate that word. I really liked this one. Different vocalist because Devin was a beast, one of the best vocalists out there. I've talked to him a couple of times on the internet. He sent me like a couple of solo songs before they officially came out, so I still have those rolling around. And the guitar player Trey, he's probably one of the most genuine dudes when it comes to the deathcore scene. Because even when there was controversy on their vocalist, he was like, "I stand by him. I'm not gonna kick him out. If he wants to leave, he's more than willing to." So the vocalist left, but he's like, "Hey, I have this whole entire album of material with this vocalist. Should I release it?" And I'm like, "Yes, you should release it because why would you have a whole entire album and not release it?" And he did. Then they got a new vocalist. Not as good as Devin, but the guitar player, Harry Tadian, who I've been talking about the last couple of podcasts, he's now the new guitar player. And he's really talented. Again, I'll say, probably one of the best out there because he knows how to layer the symphonic elements with his guitar playing. And the mix on this record is actually pretty solid. Then we got one more, then a song. Sever, Another Nightmare. Sever is one of those bands that I discovered on while doing my show, and they are one of my favorites. They are some of the best musicians. They are from Latvia, or is it it's Latvia? Yeah, it's Latvia, I'm sure, or Lithuania. Yeah, one of those two.
Latvia or Lithuania? So Baltic?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but they are amazing musicians. Vocalist is probably has one of the most unique voices because he has like this singing, screaming type thing going on. It's kind of high, but it just sounds so cool. Their last album, This Should Have Been in a Better Place, is probably one of my favorite records of that year when it came out. And I still listen to Empty Promises a lot. It's one of the lyrically, it's a really great song. It also has the vocalist from Annie's Okay on that one. This one is just a straightforward metal album. And what's cool about this one is that this album actually calls back lyrically to the first one because it said this should have been a better place, but here this is another nightmare instead or something. Paraphrasing, but I thought that's cool. I always love it when bands do callbacks to their albums. You can hate Five Finger Death Punch all you want, but they had some great callbacks on some of their records. So now this one, yeah, so check that out. All these albums I'm talking about right now are now out now, so go listen to them, go support them, buy them. If they have Bandcamp, go support them there because streaming, if I want something that I really like, I want a copy of it. If it's digital or if it's physical. So I will most likely buy physical CDs or digital copies of these instead of just streaming because they don't get enough money off streaming. I'm kind of I'll go on another rant about streaming some other time, but that's it. The song though, this one that I really love is the new Don Brocco track called Nightmare Tripping. That song is awesome. It has Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. It has like Don Brocco is Don Brocco. You can't describe Don Brocco to a normal person. What do they sound like? Rock, jazzy, electric, a little bit of hip hop, a bit of everything, but this song is just their best song. When I heard it, I'm like, okay, am I supposed to like move back and forth during those vocal melodies, or am I supposed to just stare at my screen? Because it's a dark music video, and it's actually like probably one of their heavier songs. So that Don Bronco album comes out, I believe, in April or May. So I am really looking forward to that one because these last three tracks have been some of their best music. I really want to see them live. I'm sure they put on a pretty great performance. But yes, if you haven't checked out the new Don Bronco track, Nightmare Tripping, you should really check it out. And that is what I have to say. And to Jordy, you go.
Hello, okay. So yeah, it was an epic 2 weeks um for releases. I think I'm going to start with my number one and work backwards. And then I do have two songs as well. It's funny you said songs this time because I picked out two that are just pushing the rhetoric as usual. Number one is Rob Zombie. Did you hear the new Rob Zombie?
I have it in my inbox. The problem is that I'm not like a huge fan of Rob Zombie, but Drag Your Legs is one of those songs you turn on a party and everyone starts dancing or singing or whatnot. My friends played it at their Halloween outside with kids trick or treating, and the parents like, yeah. I'm like, that's what you play during Halloween. You play industrial rock music.
Well,
So
exclusively Rob Zombie, man. That guy is such an emulation of old school classic horror. I don't know what was, can you remember your first scary movie? What was the first scary movie that you saw?
scary movie?
Hmm.
That's a that's a good question, actually. Well, traumatizing movie would probably be The Passion of the Christ. That, technically scary. You can laugh all you want. My father forced me to watch that shit when I was a kid.
Oh my God.
I'm not trolling. We're talking about scary,
Who
traumatizing.
you saw Jesus get bloodier than anyone in a blood for blood mosh pit. You saw him get wrecked.
This was in 2004, too. I'm 30. I'm 34. So you do the math. I was pretty damn young.
You know what though? Did it scare you straight? Did it scare you straight a little bit?
Well, scared straight. Yes, I'm straight. Scared spiritually, not really. It made me more annoyed. Every time I think about it, I'm just like,
You're like,
I couldn't watch Van Helsing, but I could watch The Passion. My father, God rest his soul, drove me insane with some of his choices.
that's all right. My husband's the same way. He has his kids watching Apocalyptica, and I'm walking in on these booby scenes like,
Oh, Apocalypto. Apocalypto, that's a good one.
what?
Apocalyptica's the band.
Or Apocalypta or Apocalypse. What? Okay, it's
Apocalypto.
by, isn't it by
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah,
That
I love
dude,
that movie.
I think that guy is genuinely scared of God. Like the way he emulates, he's scared of God, he's scared of women. What Women Want was such a disturbing movie about what goes on inside of women's heads. It was the nicest way of talking crap about us because we are neurotic and that does go on in our heads. There is
I
a
saw it a long time ago. I don't remember that one too
Oh,
well, but
he must be like a closet psychiatrist to a degree, but he's funny. Okay, so back to
okay.
Rob Zombie though. The first scary movie.
Dark.
Sorry. Okay.
Go
You're
ahead. Sorry about
throwing
that.
bullets at me that I can't dodge.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Rob Zombie. Okay, the Great Satan. Obviously, he was someone who was exposed to Helter Skelter and he was not phased. And I think that is phenomenal. He has such a studious impression of entertainment as horror. And I love that. Like it, people look at people like me who I love Halloween. I
Mhm.
I love Christmas too, don't get me wrong, but of all the holidays, Halloween is where I get all of my aggressions out with being afraid, and I love being afraid. I think it's so fun. Like the tingle of fear is my favorite. But he grew up with the classic horror before the FX, before they were using actual meat product in horror movies like in Poltergeist, before they were having accidents with animals, before like actual curses hit the set. Like he was into the classic black and white scale and he loves those just the Hills Have Eyes style
Mm.
things that happen in reality. And that's the crazy thing that I think people miss is this is the soundtrack of survival, in my opinion. I've always felt that Rob Zombie was the soundtrack of survival. I can endure and I can survive. What is it? Resident Evil,
Mhm.
was it six? Five or six that was the Hills Have Eyes style story.
Oh, seven.
Seven. So where you wake up and or you in the demo anyway, you get out of this crawl space in the ground and
Mm-hmm.
it is like a Hills Have Eyes house and
A family.
yeah, you're walking down this hall and you can't escape. It's just the scariest. scenario
It
of
was a creepy game.
it's so good though. I love those games. I was raised on those games. So I love Rob Zombie, man. He will never not be one of my all-time top five favorite just rock metal albums that have such a concept and beautiful display. So many quotes. Okay. Number two, sorry, that was a rant. Exodus. So this is just a song. Okay, this is a
Okay.
song, but I mean it's the wind up to the punch of their new album that is going to be miraculous. And Goliath is it's I think it's a love note more than hey, this is we're just dropping a new system of ideas. Like it is that like the first 5 to 10 seconds of the song where you know what it's trying to charge. You know the I don't know. I don't know how you feel about bass. But when I hear certain bass tones, it brings back memories of the 90s and it's weird how that happens. You'll hear something when you're 6 or 7 years old, and then when someone re-encourages that style of music, it opens up like a new chapter from that point. And it does such a didactic thing in my brain. So Exodus Goliath, they just dropped a new song that is like the pre-swing to punch for their new album that'll be out, I believe, next month. But it was so good. It's just a great, great song, very well written, majestically. I need to do my research on like who their engineer was, but I want to know everything about that song and how it was made.
Gotcha.
Number three, Unbarrier, As Time Awaits. So I got the promo for this a while ago, and I let it sit for a minute because I was going through a detox period. I don't know about you, but when the snowstorm hit, I was really trying to go through this detox period of, man, is it worth it to even talk about metal? Because the distraction from what's going on in the world where we should be like really focused on being mentally stable and being who we want to be. And I finally saw an email from their PR. They're like, hey, we're reaching out if you want to do any interviews. And I was like, okay, you know what? Stop being a crybaby bitch. Stop crying. Stop being a wussy. Get off your butt and do what you like. This makes you happy. Figure this out. And I listened to their demo. It was cut and dry to the point, 3 tracks. And usually when I do a review, I pick 3 tracks from the entire album to push and be like, if you don't get this in vinyl for these 3 reasons, you're a ding dong, like you're an idiot. But there are only 3 tracks on it. And it was such a core sample of Britain's rage. Like the UK has in every category of genre we throw to them, they they give us a pass that is incredible. They just exceed expectations. We talked about Don Brocco. I love
Hmm.
Don Brocco. I can't put him in a genre. I mean, they were torn with bands like State Champs for a while, and I'm like, like I get it, but you know,
I would have gone to that show.
yeah. I mean, just the indifference though in their style because they're not choosing a genre. They have a song that sounds like Deftones. They have a song that sounds like the hottest pop, like you're pushing
Top
your
40. Yeah.
yeah, like what is that Money Power Fame song? I watched that
Probably.
and I'm like, when that first came out, I was like, you want me to just daydream about this guy's lips all day. That's what I'm thinking about because they're popping up and I'm like, this is a pop song. This is a pop song. This is all about lusty money and making fun of it to a degree, but they are very hyper intelligent writers. So they can't really, there's no obnoxious neurotic focus like you'd normally see in other bands that pick a genre. Like, no, we're this genre. So I mean
Yeah.
it's different. But and Barrier represents Britain in I don't know. I think that they're if I had to be stupid about it and give a kind of an adjacency, Unbarrier is the answer to our No Cure. Listen to the
Mm.
band No Cure, or listen to the band This or the Apocalypse. They
Oh,
are
I've
our
heard them.
answer to This and the Apocalypse. They're strategically pinpoint in tonology, but then they have a story. They have a rhetoric they're pushing where it's like, yeah, it's happening, but get over it. And it sounds so philosophically well proved. And I look forward to whatever they're going to do next because this is their comeback. This is like a big comeback. They took kind of a break, and this is their big comeback. So I loved Unbarrier as time awaits for acidosis arrival. So good. That's just what I'm saying. It's so good. Check out acidosis arrival. And then finally, I got thrown this and I did a review for it, but Carpenter Brett, going back to horror movies, were you
Uh-huh.
a John Carpenter fan?
Yeah, Halloween's one of my favorites.
Oh, this album is derivative of all of that. Just the idea that those notes that we hear, like the yeah, it's like that will kill you first. That's gonna kill
Pretty
you. The
much.
soundtrack always kills you first, and it's what makes me fall in love with men like Mike Patton, where he did Place Beyond the Pines, and you listen to it, you're like, the song will kill you. Like the emotional chi of this film is in the score. Like you're moving the chi along to give it the life source that it needs. And he nailed it home. Or even what was it? Bushwick by Aesop Rock, the movie Bushwick, which everyone should be watching right now if you want to be prepared for like a high scale war. But it's where the Bronx go into so the city gets into a lockdown. Aesop Rock, the hip hop artist, did the
Okay.
soundtrack. It is it's perfect. It's pristine. How you survive an entire city going to war against itself is it's so good. So Carpenter
Gotcha.
is similar. It takes the tonology of Carpenter horror and it makes it this album is very new generation, very what we're going through now, obviously. Like these are the tones that'll get you killed. They're really,
Gotcha.
really good. Oh, and then one last song.
Mhm.
So Sylar. Do you like Sylar?
Name rings a bell.
Okay. Sylar is a band. The vocalist Jaden was touring with Immure, and he was their
Oh,
merch guy, and he was just chilling, and he's one of the coolest individuals on the planet. But he must have picked up something conceptually from Frankie, and the way that Frankie is, like when he vibes with you, he is really fun to vibe with. And I could tell, like, from the presentation of Sylar that Jaden really picked up on the vibes of how to run the show like Frankie and do the he got into the hip hop thing. He got into the metal thing and it's the perfect graceful combination of so many things that I love. So check out that. But this also leads into the corrections not corrections corner, but we talked a lot of crap about a certain emo princess. And I wanted to clarify because I do have friends who love me very much and I love them equally all the same, who really love, adore, idol worship her. Okay.
yeah.
So
I
I
know people
wanted to
do.
I wanted to just do kind of a solidarity quasi corrections corner. I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anybody on this planet. But Haley Williams did something that really pissed me off back in the day. Okay. I think we all have a good enough understanding from this whole Trump era that when a musician gets up on his podium and starts pressing you as a crowd to start thinking a certain way about, you know, other musicians or
Enterprise
about,
Earth.
yeah. So, I mean, and especially when it's on something as dipshitty as Tumblr. I mean, I don't know if you remember Tumblr, but that was like the
Oh, it
full
was
of
cancer. I remember. It leaked.
naughty emo
Yeah.
scene girls and oh every word that I have to expel is just expression. This is
Uh,
expression. This is my poetry and this is my epicenter and it just like okay. And they're basically just regurgitating each other's BS. That's where it
mm,
started and that's probably why we got the hook onto TikTok. Let's just recirculate someone's really cool one-liners, right? Okay, well,
uh-huh.
upon herself to use her Tumblr account to talk mad shit about Immure. I mean, her verbatim, it was a picture of the band, including Frankie at the forefront, and she's like, this band is absolute trash. We need to get them out of the industry. And I know why she did it. And it makes me so much more angry because it's the issue I have with scene girls in general, especially people in that fan base who will climb into some other group of people. Like let's say, hardcore was clicky. We all were a clique. We had a click
Mm-hmm.
thing going. Reno had a clique. We had a hardcore clique there. New York had a clique. They had a hardcore clique there, and everybody was so clicky. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm a local celebrity, and now I'm a bigger celebrity because, whatever, that's bullshit. I do not fall for the death trap that women that suck cannot be corrected and cannot be condemned for being shitheads. And she is one of those people who, because she fell for the popularity contest of loving a group of people that were super cliquey and thinking that she belonged with them because she was tough and part of that hardcore group. She
Mm-hmm.
took their opinions upon her and then embalmed the shit out of them, and she wasn't even there. She had nothing to do with that scene. She had nothing to do with that scenario. She was sticking up for something and hating on somebody who she didn't even know, and it was grotesque. And then she got her fans to do the same. Like, dude, Frankie is one of my friends, and I look at him as someone who has been through so much unnecessary hatred and even now.
Yep.
He gets recirculated every like other, and he's such an average, studious guy, and he asks for so little of people exclusively on tour, and it's phenomenal how you could draw the line and say, "Hey, don't do this one thing," and they're like, "I'm gonna deliberately do it." Like he gets that all of the time. So when I see a girl that has but she's talking mad shit about other bands because she can. And that's a low standard. And she's got a lot of low standards. I think she's got a beautiful voice. I think that
Mm.
it's wonderful she lay claims to following the Savior Jesus Christ. Good, you're a good example right there. But then
Does she
you
still?
I don't know. I mean, she doesn't talk about it as much as she talks about her political opinions, and she is one of those people who I have my little diamond of faith, and I'm just going to let everybody be who they are, and that's fine, but don't change your mind. Be unconditional about that. That means you stop hating on people that you don't know. That's my only issue with Haley Williams. And that's all I wanted to say. I just want to say that when you talk shit about a band, it just adds fuel to a fire that is already so unnecessary. And it puts everybody in a position of knowing that one person who everybody loves can be kind of a micro holocaust to other people's careers. And that was when you said all that, I took a step back because I'm like, no, you said it perfectly. I don't need to add anything else. But don't get online and truly trash another person to the point of like ending their career
Oh,
because
I
it'll come
had.
back for you.
Yeah.
It will come back for you.
I had no intention of saying all that stuff about Hillary Williams because I wanted to end her career. I just don't like her music. I don't like her personality. I don't like anything about her. And I was in the moment just ranting. Funny thing is, this to everyone else is watching. I took that clip because people like rage bait. I thought it'd be really funny. I put it on YouTube Shorts. Within 2 days, over 1,000 views.
Right.
I I just cut the clip. That's all I did, and I upload it. I'm like, this is the most low effort bullshit I ever done, and it has the most likes of anything that I've ever worked on. Or what's funny is, we're talking about low effort shit. Butcher Sisters did a funny fake interview with Lorna Shore, making a bunch of Lorna Shore puns and jokes. And at the bottom, I said, to put one down there. I was like, so if I buy tickets and if I buy merch, does that make me Lorna poor? It's been 3 days. This thing has over like a 1,300 and something likes last time I looked, but no new followers.
That's so funny.
I thought it was just a low effort joke. I'm like, do I? Should I just keep just doing low effort stuff and just see what happens and not do anything high effort ever again?
Keep your standards low. That needs
It's
to be like a subtitle. The SentiMETAL podcast. Keep your standards low.
keep your hopes up high and your standards down low.
Yeah. Keep
I
your,
did remember a
your
parody
standards
joke.
low. Bring them to the ground.
Oh God. All right.
All right. Well,
What do we have?
we have 6 minutes and 41 seconds to go.
All right. Well, I think Well, we had fun. We talked. We make fun of people and everything. But let's get serious for a little bit. This is like almost 2 weeks old. But at this point, if someone matters to you, you should talk about it. The problem is when people die, like people that bands members or something like that. When you post a tribute, people might think you're just doing it for clout, or people might think you're just doing it, to get likes and stuff. So when a guitar player in my local town died, I wasn't friends with him, but we had a good rapport. He liked my old radio show. I liked his band. He killed himself back in 2020, and it was very bizarre because again, he wasn't a friend, but I knew him a little bit. So making a tribute to him just felt so wrong at the time. So I waited a little bit before I said anything.
Yeah.
So, but this one, I didn't know this guy personally, but Brad Arnold from Three Doors Down has been one of those bands I've listened to since I was a child. I remember when I'm Gone came out on the radio. When I was a kid, that was my song. When every kid in the club's like, yeah, this is my jam. When I was a kid, that was the song that I loved the most. Then I saw him back in 2013 at the fair, and like a few towns down, no pun intended. And Brad was out. I talked to him for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, you guys don't come to Oregon very much. It's been like 7 years. It's true. It's been like 7 years before they came to Oregon. And he's like, it's really been that long? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, because, you're here right now. I'd like to get some pictures. I'd like to get a couple autographs or something, if it's possible, after the show. He's like, we'll see what we can do. So then 10 minutes later, guitar player comes out. I'm digging in my pocket for my Sharpie. Then Brad comes out and says, we have a VIP thing coming, like about 5 minutes. Just wait here and we'll let you in. So then 5 minutes later, I have a picture with me and the band, and they all autographed my Away from the Sun album. I wish I could find that. I know where it's at, but big pile under right there that I can't get to right now. And Brian Arnold just been one of the coolest guys. In his interviews, one of the most genuine human beings. It doesn't matter if you disagree with him on anything. You just gotta like him. Everyone who's ever worked with him, I was looking at the tributes on the bottom, and they're like, nicest guy you'll ever meet. He was like one of the best, one of the most genuine rockers out there. And him dying just really, really just kills me because I met him. He was nice to me. He didn't even have to be nice to me because that VIP session was for people who won a radio station contest. So I didn't win that radio station contest at all. I just happened to be at the right place, at the right time, and said the right things. Because I told him, like, I've been listening to you guys since I was a kid. Now I'm like in my early 20s at that time, and that band has meant a lot to me. Like, I wasn't too fond of last album, but those first three albums are some of the best rock music of the early 2000s. And to be honest, I really haven't listened to Three Doors Down since he passed. So it's been kind of weird. I'm not sure what the band's gonna do because they did have a song they played at the Krieg show. My sisters and my mother went to that concert because Krieg was the main band. I don't like Krieg, so I did not go to that Three Doors Down show. Unfortunately, I regret not seeing them for the second time because my band was like, this is probably one of the best performances we ever saw, rock wise. So I just want to say that rest in peace, Brad. You were awesome musician, great music, and overall, you were a good person. You weren't a fake rocker. That's what I liked about you the most. And just that one interaction, it was back in 2013, over 10 years ago, and it still to this day affects me. So when you're a band and you have a major impact on people, you just gotta think just even that one little interaction probably mean the world to that somebody. So that's all I gotta say, and yeah.
I like that. So sweet. I did listen to them the night he died. I ran to their music, their whole album. That was a rockin' album, and he had a pure heart. He did. He was a
Yeah,
pure heart. He was too pure for this world. So I'm
that's
happy
yeah.
he doesn't have to deal with cancer anymore because that's a monster. Okay.
All right, so usually we talk about media nostalgia right here after all the music and stuff, but how about another rant? Another rant.
Uh-oh, let's set on fire! Get it out!
All right. So, as a child, I was always taught to be kind and courteous in a movie theater. So, every time I went to the movies, I was always as quiet as I possibly can. But now let's go up 20 years. I think the worst part. I'm gonna make it really short. 2007, 2008. I went and saw Harry Potter and I saw Half Blood Prince in theaters. It was my birthday, so special supposed to be a special event. There was a family. They were the most hillbilly fuckers you ever did see. People always categorize Oregon as like really hillbilly or Hills of Isley because I've seen the movies like we're in Oregon, and so this fucker decided to start whistling during the movie. I went off on him. I used so much language. I used so many insults. My friend was laughing his ass off. That was pretty bad. I was waiting for Underworld, a few years later, the last one. You're waiting for years. Family brought a kid into the movie. Well, the little kid starts screaming within 5 minutes. This is one of my favorite stories, just the way it all turned out. I jump up and I yell, "You two are the biggest pieces of shit parents I've ever seen." And there's an old couple next to me, and they said, "Watch your mouth." And I said, "This movie is rated R. What do you fucking expect?"
No,
I was so bad that I don't even remember the first 10 minutes of the movie. I went back the next day to go see it, and I realized the movie wasn't that great. So those two were bad. I was trying to go see Scream 7.
oh no.
This is gonna be great. Just listen. This is a mid-afternoon showing on a Saturday. It's rated R. No child under 17. I don't know who the
No.
hell
You
these
would know.
people were. They were two older people. They brought in like 7 to 8 different kids that were under 17. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt. During the previews, go ahead, talk, get it all out of your system. And I heard the aunt or whatever, because she was not the mother. There's no way she was the mother. She's like, "Don't be those annoying kids in other movies. Like be quiet, be courteous." I'm like, okay, I will give them the first kill. They were still talking and being loud during the first kill. And I haven't gone off in a while, so I jumped up, I yelled, "Fuck you," gave them the finger. 3 kids jumped out of their seat, and I just walked off. I didn't even stay for the movie. I walked off. So, quit taking kids to R-rated movies!
I mean, did you see Deadpool 2? Did you see Deadpool 2?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the Muppet movie style? It's more like the sex version of the Muppets. In the
Yes.
previews, I can't remember what the movie was called. There was like an 8 and a 7-year-old there, and I'm just sitting there with my husband, and I'm like, first of all, I brought this because you have crude. I brought you to this movie because you have crude humor, and you need to laugh. We were going through a crazy thing. I just miscarried twin daughters, and he's just like, yeah, I'd rather be studying right now. Like, I'm not even in the mood for this crass humor. And those are children down there. But I have to tell you, you would not have liked me prior to having children because I was one of those people. Or maybe you would because this has to do with Twilight. Maybe this will make you adore me even more. So I got dragged by my friends to the final, no, it was either the final or the second to last Twilight movie.
Uh-huh.
One, the one where, and I'm sure some bougie Twilight fan will probably correct me, where what is her name? Veronica, or the red-headed vampire gets her head popped.
I don't know, because I never seen them.
Okay. they pop her head off, and you can tell that it's styrofoam. I just start losing my shit
I
because I
mean, if
tell him like this is first of all, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. For the third time, third chapter, this is the worst movie. It was the worst book I had ever read. It was so bad. And when that happened, instead of getting pissed and being like, "Oh, this is so stupid," I I pissed because it was a packed theater. I pissed everybody off. I get up because we were at the seats that were in front of the bars, the handlebars, and I grab the handlebars. I'm like, "Oh my God!" Just scream, and I'm like, "No!" Fall to the ground. And my friend had to do everything in her power not to pee her pants. She was laughing so hard. Just like, Veronica on the ground. And they're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Get back in your seat. This is so rude. I want my money back. I'm like, this is so dumb. I'm ready to leave now. And on the way out, like I pulled my friends out of the theater. I'm like, on the way out, I turned, I'm like, Veronica, and like, boo. Veronica, like I'm serious, it
if
was the dumbest snow scene, like all snow, and they just take her head and they pop it off this way, but you could see the styrofoam. Like it just looked like even as vampires that are quick-witted, that is the most unrealistic way to pop someone's head off. Like I don't I'm I'm a terrible human being and I confess my deadly sin. There, I made a mockery of Twilight as a
okay,
Mormon. I think it's
well,
bullshit.
I'll give you the pass on Twilight. But if you were in a theater with me and did that to any other movie, I would have called you out and I would have used some
Like
choice
you
words.
poser bitch. You can't even name one great you name one AC or no, what's a band that I know no name one Lorna Shore song off of their first album. This girl thinks that Sleep Token is AI. You guys beat her up. Let's mob her, kick her ass. Let's go hang her, tar and feather her ass. That is what is going
Yeah.
to happen. That is what is going to happen to me. I have a doomed destiny because I'm ignorant.
Also, you tend to troll on Twitter quite a bit too. So,
To piss all these people off. I do. I'm terrible. All these.
especially the Sleep Token fans.
I'm sorry. You're not
No,
supposed to be following my Twitter. I was supposed
oh,
to be on there promoting metal, and it turned into talking shit to religious people, including my own, and just being like, "This is you guys are so stupid. This is like a I don't know. Everybody's what it's always been. Twitter's where you go to get off on your own ego. That's where you go. That's where you go. You
I
can jack off to your own ego. You're like, I am a god and I can speak. And when I type my little nuance, the whole temperature drops or it catches on fire and everybody looks at me and give me hella likes. I hate it.
no,
Hate
I,
it.
I don't use Twitter that much. I mean, I still go on there just to see dumb shit. I do like to read people's hot takes and stuff. I'm just like, you're dumb. That's it. I don't even type out you're dumb. I'm just like, you're dumb.
I just like messing with people. Twitter was always the place where you went to talk shit to Mickey Avalon when he was like in his way into your town. And all of my friends were like, box us. We're literally at the GSR. Come box. Let's box. You got these golden gloves. Come on, let's box Mickey Avalon. And he got his feathers ruffled. Got his feathers ruffled. It's where you want to ruffle the feathers of celebrities. Piss
Who's
people off.
Mickey?
Mickey Avalon is like a
Yeah.
I don't know, like the reason why most teenagers in the early or the teen 2000s overdosed on heroin, snowballed on heroin. Like he's the original rave EDM hybrid into this
Ah,
nuanced era of EDM of like Alice in Wonderland and what is it? Diplo and
I know who that is.
uh Rusco. These all they're just like tech people behind a DJ set being rock stars.
I never understood that, especially the
Yeah.
dubstep era.
Yeah, like I don't know. That whole I don't know. They're all a big group of again, cliques, just a bunch of clicky people from LA that go and they do their jam or whatever. And I've all of my friends in Reno, all my straight edge friends were like, "Oh, this guy's a tool, and everyone keeps overdosing at his shows, so we're gonna talk shit."
Okay, well, I give you that. That's kind of funny. I'm not the overdosing thing, but the talking shit. Hey, come fight us.
That's what
I
Twitter's all about. You call people out on well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's a neuroticy. It's definitely like a menstrual woman site. That's where menstrual women go to be menstrual and release all their anger out into the universe that should be going to their therapists. But I'm one
it's
of them. If you,
yeah.
I joined them. I'm neurotic, but I troll. But I like again, back to what you said. I like what you said about the vocalist of Three Doors Down. I didn't
Hmm.
get too into them in Commonplace. I mean, that was the era of new metal, obviously. But when they came out, I was enchanted by him and Three Doors Down because it felt like they were trying to rival Matchbox 20.
Oh, I can see
So,
that.
yeah, because obviously Rob Thomas was taking all the gold. He was like, and even now, I think Rob Thomas is one of the most underrated vocals. Like the way that he sings is, I think the King Knighted of a what is it? The early. I don't even know what you'd call that genre. What is Alanis Morissette and
Alternative, it'd be like alternative
alternative?
or singer-songwriter.
Yeah, that whole era. Alternative's perfect because then what it vindicated into was like Maroon 5.
Ugh.
But I mean, I know alternative rock goes from like Sister Hazel to early Maroon 5.
I
But
hate Maroon 5.
I, they're, they're hateable. They are. I mean, no. Because every single one of his freaking songs is so perverse. You can tell this is a dude that like cares about his dick way too much. But straight up, like Brad Arnold, right? Brad Arnold.
Yep,
Okay, I love who he was at the end of his life.
so did I.
He and I feel this is who Ozzy became also. They just become when they know that they're nearing the end, they become so studious and so humble. They start being very visual about loving and caring on about their family. And when they do pass, that's so obvious, and it just kind of ricochets everyone's desire to look at their art with such integrity. Because didn't they, after that happened, that whole album jumped up to the number one spot. Like everybody wanted
Yep.
to listen to it again. It's crazy how that happens. It's like, I don't know. Fathom is a beautiful thing.
So yeah, but got anything else you want to add? I think I'm done ranting.
And I mean, this could be one-on-one for anybody. If you are interested in writing about music and you want to be taken seriously, get a website, start investing in the material. I think how much have we forked out so far for our podcast? I bought my camera for like $20 on Amazon. So I know I'm cheap.
That's fine.
I also we pay what 25 a month for
The editing
editing
software.
the editing
Yes.
software. So simple stuff. And if you think that you've got a desirable opinion or desirable opinions or a desirable perspective, start doing it. And the more content that's out there, the more people are going to love the music based on what you say or what you don't say. Just don't be a douchebag. Don't unless it is necessary.
All right, so I am Z from L3 Radio. I have my own podcast where I play music, and I'm less opinionated. If you like what you hear but don't like my opinions, totally fine. Because it's the first, again, second or third time where I'm just being completely blunt and honest when I try not to be negative on the internet. Because there's already people gonna say there's so much negativity on the internet. I don't want to do that. I just don't want to be that person. At the same time, though, I don't want to be Mr. Goody Two Shoes either. I want to balance it out a little bit. So you can follow me on Metal3 Radio at patreon.com/Metal3 Radio. Totally free, no paywall. That's where all the episodes are uploaded. You can follow me on Instagram too, also at Metal Theory Radio, and Facebook, also at Metal Theory Radio. They are both the ones that I look at the most. And you can follow me on Twitter too if you want, but chances are that I'm probably just not using it for the podcast that much anymore because let's be honest, Twitter just kind of sucks. That's all I have to say. So thanks for watching, listen. Also, if you do enjoy this, please watch, subscribe, and go ahead leave some comments if you want to. If they're mean or if they're nice. Because I only have one comment on that clip, and it says my take is dog shit because Decode's over 10 years old. And I think his take was dog shit personally, but I'm not going to reply him back because he couldn't even stand up and say, hey, this is why you're wrong. He just said your take is dog shit. That's it. So tell me if my takes are dog shit. I don't care. And to Jordina, go.
Uh, yeah, I don't care either. Just, you know. Um, you can follow me on socials. I think that they are toxic. I'm trying to find the will to just delete everything, including Facebook. But you can follow me on all socials. I interact. I don't mind chit chatting, shop talking, talking the
Talking
shop.
chop.
I love talking about music and metal exclusively on all platforms. I have a website. You can follow my personal writing at Substack now, which I don't know how long that's going to last. It's kind of weird. And Parasantheum at WordPress.com, Parasantheum art blog. So, and you can read my professional, important, I truly care writing at metalinsider.net, where we paint the pretty picture.
All right. Well, I've been Z. I am Z. I understood that I've been. I am. I am Z. She is Jordi. And this is the Sentimental Podcast, where I am sentimental. Jordi is also.
Very sentimental. Very.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoy this. You guys already know the drill. Stay metal and later.